Hey, this is Kent Jones with Jones and Associates PC in Cleveland, Tennessee. This is going to be part 2 on a series that we're developing on current issues in criminal law in the state of Tennessee. As I mentioned in part 1, there's obviously going to be a lot of overlap with national issues as well. According to a 2018 study by the National Safety Council, the opioid crisis is worsening. And I know that's very recent because I was watching the State of the Union address last night and it was brought up there. Over 42,000 Americans died of an opioid overdose in the year of 2016. Highly addictive opioid medications such as Vicodin, Percocet, Oxycontin, and others have been, according to the National Safety Council, improperly marketed to the medical community as the most effective method for treating pain. Since the 1990s, opioids have been liberally prescribed, setting the stage for a flood of people suffering from opioid use disorder, overdose, and death. According to the same study, prescription opioids can become a gateway to the drug heroin. And as we mentioned in one of our series, heroin has been on the uprise in 2018 and now in 2019. The thing about it is that heroin is nearly identical chemically to some of the opioids that you get by prescription. And so the theory goes, if you run out of money to pay for the prescriptions or you run out of prescriptions, then there's a switch over from the prescription medication, the opioid, to the drug heroin, which is a street drug, and because it's much cheaper. One of the huge problems that's going on right now is with a drug called fentanyl, and according to, again, the National Safety Council, fentanyl is 50 to 100 times more powerful than morphine. And the thing about it is, what's going on with fentanyl is it's being laced with heroin, and apparently I don't know if this has been fully developed yet, but apparently it's cheaper, and so if you lace it with heroin, then that reduces the dealer's price, and you sell it for the same price and make more money. But fentanyl deaths are way on the rise, and I don't know if we've gotten a full data study in yet, but it's one of the drugs everybody's looking out for now because of that. As far as the individual states are concerned, 13 states and the District of Columbia are improving, according to the National Safety Council, with regard to what we're now calling key actions on the opioid crisis. 30 states are lagging and 7 states are failing. Tennessee is considered to have 4 actions in effect, and this may be prior to when Governor Haslam signed a new law, but at that particular point in time in the study, we were considered in the lagging group, in the middle. Governor Haslam signed a new opioid law that was effective July 1 of 2018. However, the law was not mandated until January 1st of this year, so we've now had it in effect for just over a month. The new law limits the days that prescriptions can be filled and the dosages. And it also calls for a controlled substance monitoring database. What it does is it checks the 6-month history of drug usage of patients, and therein lies the burden on the pharmacist to check it before the drugs are actually dispensed at the pharmacy. There are other rules for the pharmacist now, and also criminal penalties, which brings it into the category of criminal law, and why we're bringing it up under the umbrella of that subject. The law recognizes that many people do have to take controlled substances, and of course there are exemptions in those cases. It's hard to say how well it's working now. It's just started, but I'm sure, like any area of the law, it'll be developed over time. From our perspective at Jones and Associates, there are different criminal aspects to this issue that we're talking about. First, you have to take the penalties for the source, which is the overprescribing of the opioids. Second, you have the statistics that show that opioid addictions can lead to cheaper street drugs like heroin, and of course, obviously those are illegal, and if you get caught with them, then you will be arrested just for possession. Although it is very true, and some people don't know this, that if you are intoxicated on an overprescription of a prescription medication, you can be arrested for a DUI in as much as you can for being on heroin. The possession thing with the prescription is a different matter. Third, we think that meth is still prevalent in society because it's relatively inexpensive, and I believe ultimately that in 2019 fentanyl is really the drug to watch. If you have any criminal issues that you would like to discuss, please feel free to email me confidentially at jonesandassociatespc@gmail.com, and the "and" is spelled out. It's all spelled out. It's not case sensitive. You can call me at 423-424-6208. I hope everybody's having a great week, and as usual, my prediction for the Super Bowl was wrong, so next year I think I'm just going to say I like a team and not make any predictions in that regard. Have a great week. Talk to you later.